Once upon a time, in the magical kingdom of Lyria, there lived a young princess named Tia. Tia was no ordinary princess. She had a gift that was as mysterious as it was beautiful. She could hear the stars sing. Every night, when the world was quiet and the sky was painted with shimmering constellations, she would climb the tallest tower in the castle, close her eyes, and listen to the celestial melodies drifting down from above. These songs filled her heart with peace and wonder, and she longed to share them with the world. One summer evening, as Tia sat by her window, she noticed that the stars' song sounded different. It was softer and sadder, as if the stars themselves were weeping. This puzzled Tia, and a pang of sadness filled her heart. She could feel that something was wrong in the sky, and it worried her. The next morning, she went to the wise old sorcerer, Orin, who had served the royal family for generations. Orin knew more about magic and mysteries than anyone in the kingdom. Orin, Tia asked, last night the stars sang a sad song. I feel something terrible has happened. Do you know why they are sorrowful? Orin gazed at her thoughtfully. Ah, my dear princess, the stars are keepers of ancient wisdom and protectors of the night's peace. But something is indeed amiss. The evil sorceress Morgana has stolen the star crystal, a powerful gem hidden in the heart of the northern mountains. The star crystal helps the stars sing their songs in harmony. Without it, their voices are faint and soon they will fall silent. Tia's heart ached to hear this. Is there any way to retrieve the crystal? She asked bravely. Orin nodded, though his expression was grave. It is a very dangerous journey, Princess Tia. Morgana's castle lies at the very edge of Lyria, surrounded by dark forests and guarded by fierce creatures. But if anyone can hear the stars' guidance, it is only you. Their song will lead you if you are willing to go. Without hesitation, Tia agreed. She was determined to bring back the star crystal and restore the star song. She packed a small satchel with provisions and, with Oren's blessing, set off toward the northern mountains. As night fell, Tia found herself in the heart of a thick, shadowy forest. She stopped to rest and gazed up at the night sky, hoping to hear the stars' guidance. Their voices were faint, but she could still make out a soft melody, like a lullaby on the breeze. She closed her eyes, letting the song lead her forward. She followed the notes of the star song through winding paths, over rivers, and up steep hills. After days of travel, she reached the edge of Morgana's dark castle. Tall, twisted trees surrounded it, and mist floated over the ground. Suddenly, a pair of glowing eyes appeared in the mist. A giant wolf stood in her path, growling softly. Tia's heart pounded, but she took a deep breath and closed her eyes, listening to the stars. The song grew louder, filling her with courage. Great Wolf, she said softly, her voice steady, I come not to harm, but to restore the star song to the night. Will you let me pass? The wolf tilted its head, as if understanding her. It stopped growling and stepped aside, allowing Tia to continue. She nodded gratefully and moved forward. entering Morgana's castle with caution. Inside the castle was dark and filled with shadows that seemed to move on their own. Tia felt the presence of Morgana's magic around her, but she kept her focus on the star song, which seemed to be calling her deeper into the castle. She passed through the airy corridors and rooms lit by flickering candles, until finally she reached a grand hall where Morgana herself stood, holding the gleaming star crystal. Morgana's eyes narrowed as she saw Tia. So, the little princess has come to take back the crystal, she sneered. Do you think you can simply take it from me? Tia's heart raced, but she stood tall. I come on behalf of the stars. Without the crystal, their song will fade, Morgana. I ask you to return it, so their light and music may guide us all. Morgana laughed. What do I care for the stars or their song? This crystal gives me power, and I will never let it go. But Tia had an idea. She closed her eyes and began to hum softly, letting the star song flow from her heart. Her voice grew stronger as she sang, filling the hall with the sweet, peaceful melody. The song's magic touched even Morgana's heart, softening her gaze for a moment. The star crystal in her hands began to glow brighter, responding to the music. The star song stirred something deep within Morgana, a memory of a time before she had turned to darkness, when she too had loved the stars. Overwhelmed by the music, she closed her eyes and a single tear slipped down her cheek. Take it, she whispered, holding out the crystal with trembling hands. The star's song is too beautiful to silence. Tia accepted the crystal, smiling gratefully. She could feel its warmth, like holding a piece of the star in her hands. Thank you, Morgana. You will always be welcome under the star's light. With the crystal in her grasp, Tia hurried back through the dark castle and into the night. She held the star crystal up to the sky, and its light soared upward, returning to the heavens. Instantly, the stars began to sing again, their voices strong and joyful, filling the night with the most beautiful melody Tia had ever heard. The journey back to the kingdom felt light and quick, with the star's song guiding her every step. When Tia returned, the entire kingdom celebrated her bravery and kindness. She placed the star crystal in a special chamber in the castle, where it would remain safe forever. That night, Tia climbed to the highest tower again to listen to the stars, her heart full of happiness and peace. The star's song was brighter and more joyful than ever, as if thanking her for bringing their voices back. Now, good night, little dreamer. May the star's song guide you to kindness and courage, just like Princess Tia.